Scandale pendant la prestation de proclamation des résultats au Palais de Congrès. Bienvenue au 20h. Paul Biya entre la vie et la mort. Bienvenue au 20h. C'est donc terrible donc à Yaoundé. Ça explose du côté donc de
Bonsoir à
Etoudi.
tous et bienvenue pour cette
3, 2, 1, go!
Ok, c'est bon.
Population poured out in Chang, demanding that the results do not be changed. In Chang, they held that Issa Chiroma won and the result must be certified as such. That's why the people poured out and burned. I understand they said the rector, I don't know, rector of what, I don't know, but that was part of the protest. Now, after Chang, after the revolt in Chang, this is what was left. This is what was left. In the following day, this is what turned up the following day. The debris. Look at those military trucks burned down in Chang. Military trucks burned down in Chang. That is what was left the following day. The following day of the election, ladies, and I mean the following day of the riot in Chang, ladies and gentlemen. That is what was left there. That is what was left there. And I will bring you more images coming from Chang. More images coming from Chang. I'll bring you more images from there. But what you are seeing on your screen, those are the remains. That's what turned up the following day after the Chang riots. That's what turned out. You see, those military trucks turned over and burned by the people who did not want to tolerate or accept any cheating. The people rejected it and showed up in their numbers. And what you see there, well, the remain of it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let me take you to, I think this is also, this is in the north. I think this is in Garua. This was in Garua, ladies and gentlemen. The images you seeing there, that was Garua. And you can see the civilians burning armor cars belonging to the military. This other image I'm going to show you is also coming from the locality called Kuseri. Kuseri, I think, is in the far north, bordering the Republic of Chad. You find here a military truck. I will learn there were at least 50 military personnel. 50 military personnel were armed in this truck. The truck was attacked by civilians and the military personnel all disappeared. They ran with their lives. And what you see there are the remains, the carcasses of the truck they were riding in. That was again in Kuseri. That was in Kuseri. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is what is going on the ground. Now, the advocacy for Biya to give up, to surrender and hand over to Issa Chiroma is huge on the ground. Human rights advocates, other political parties, they have endorsed Issa Chiroma. They have endorsed Issa Chiroma, and they are essentially asking Eleka and the Constitutional Council to do the right thing. In the meantime, Issa Chiroma is still in his home, protected by the people. We learn people are taking shifts taking shift, protecting him. People are gathered there in the thousands, shielding his compound, protecting him from being arrested by La République du Cameroon soldiers who are in their thousands in the city of Garoua. He is under protection by the people. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is what is going on the ground. Let me now go back to the story of the day. The story of the day that has to do with the disappearance, ladies and gentlemen, of Ferdinand Ngongo and Paul Atanganji's families. Coming to you tonight, we receive information that Ferdinand Ngongo has gotten his wife and family to get out of the country to Europe. That is Ferdinand Ngongo, and that is the wife, we are told. They are now out of the country. They are in Europe. Ngongo, of course, is still on the ground, but the wife is out. The wife and family, they are out. They are out of Cameroon. I guess Ferdinand Ngongo is waiting to see what happens. He is probably waiting until ELECAM and the Constitutional Council announce the results of the election before you choose what to do. Maybe to join the wife in Europe. The same thing with Paul Atanganji. We are told that Paul Atanganji's family is out in Europe. Paul Atanganji's family is also out in Europe. While Ngongo sent out his family, Paul Atanganji also sent out his own family, and they are all out of the country. And as per the time we came live to you, we were also hearing that Paul Biya is about to travel out of the country. We're told that Paul Biya is about to travel out of the country. We don't understand. We have no idea why suddenly they are jumping onto the planes and heading to heading to Europe. It just doesn't make sense, but that is exactly what is going on. But if there is anything to be learned from this, ladies and gentlemen, before I forget, the next person who is about sending his family out of the country is Paul Tasong. Paul Tasong, will learn, is also making plans to send his family out of the country. That is another person online whose family is about to get out of Cameroon. You know what I think? I really hope these embassies stop them from getting out of the country. Yeah, I hope these foreign embassies stop these guys from getting out of the country. They have created a mess of that country, and now they are about to jump out to seek refuge and protection in Europe and maybe in America. These so-called European countries that preach human rights. I hope they will stop Paul Atanganji, Ngongo, Paul Biya, Paul Tasong, and the rest of them. The entire cabinet, including Dion Gute and the rest. I hope that these European countries stop them from flying into their countries. Let them stay in that country and face the music, the kind of pain they inflicted on the regular citizen. I really hope those European diplomats would do that. Cancel their visas and tell them, you can't travel. You have to wait until election results are announced before you travel. That is what right-thinking diplomats should be doing. And if they are listening to me, that is the right thing to do. France should cancel the visa of every Cameroon minister. Belgium, Switzerland, London, USA, Washington DC, stop their visas. Cancel their visas. Let them stay home and face the music. That's what it should be. Let them stay there and face the music. They should not escape anywhere. I was listening yesterday as somebody sent a message and said, Paul Biya's daughter, Brenda Biya, is lamenting there out there in Switzerland and saying that the father lost the election and she is receiving such horrible treatment at a Continental Hotel in Switzerland because the father is assumed to no longer be president of Cameroon. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is what is going on in La République du Cameroon. And it's a matter of when. It's a matter of when these men will leave, these men surrender, and hand over that country to who it duly belongs at this moment. That is Issa Chiroma. Issa Chiroma. I recall Biya was asked a question on the day of election, and Paul Biya was asked on the day of the election, as you run for president for the eighth time, what plans, what agenda do you have to execute for the country at this moment? What is your plan for the country at this moment? Biya was asked. And you know his answer? His answer was, well, I can't say anything right now because I don't know whether I have won the elections. The Biya of 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, we stand right there and tell you I started the electrification of the country and I have to finish it. I started the construction of roads in social areas in the country, I have to finish it. I started the provision of pipe-bomb water across the country and I have to finish it. But you know what he said this time? I cannot say anything because I am not sure yet. And yes, indeed, he wasn't sure. He isn't sure. And he should know by now he is out. He is out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a break out. And when I come back, the phone lines will be open. Remember, this is open mic. And with open mic, you do most of the talking. I do most of the listening. So when I come back, I will open the phone lines to take your calls and hear what you have to say about what is going on in La République du Cameroon. Okay, please go nowhere. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for staying put out there. Again, tonight this is open mic. And you know, with open mic, you do most of the talking, and I sit here and listen to you. In the moment, the phone lines will be open for you to call in. Before you call in, if you want me to take your call, make sure you shut down the volume of your set in the background, because if you are trying to listen to me and talk to me, listening to your phone, to your television set in the background, there will be a delay. I can't hear you and you can't hear me. So before you call, you want me to take your call, shut the volume in the background down and focus on the phone on which you call. But today, again, we have been talking about what is going on in La République du Cameroon. The fire on the ground, the tension on the ground, and Ngol, Atanganji, Paul Biya's families all picking their luggages and running out of the country. Ladies and gentlemen, I have also mentioned that Issa Chiroma is standing and defending his victory, and they are not waiting for Elekam and the Constitutional Council to tell them who won the elections. They know who won. They know that Issa Chiroma won. For them, it is no longer a thing of debate. They have claimed it. They are standing on it. Now, you may be saying, Chris, but this is not about Ambazonia. Of course, this has nothing to do with Ambazonia. Ambazonia is waiting and watching, observing what is happening in La République du Cameroon. Again, I want Issa Chiroma to take over that leadership. He has promised a lot of things. We want to see, right? We're going to test him. For those who wanted us to go and vote, Ambazonians to go participate in the vote, many people called and said, Chris, you guys have an opportunity. Open the doors, cancel the lockdown so that Ambazonians can go and vote for this guy who can bring us change. Fellow Ambazonians, listen to me. There is no single La République du Cameroon politician you can trust. When they are looking for your vote, they say anything. Paul Biya came to Bamenda and said he is the fund of funds. What did he do to Bamenda? Look at Bamenda. It's worse than what he met. Bamenda is worse than what he met. Yet he is a fund of funds. He promised a ring road. Where is the ring road? The Santa Bamenda Road, Ombunda Bamenda Road. Tell me, how many years did it take them to fix that little half of the road that is not up to 100 kilometers? Think about that. Think about that. They told us year after year of building the seaport in Victoria. Isn't it? Building the seaport in Victoria. They promised everything over the years. And the trouble is they send our own people, the so-called elite, to come around and lie to us. I was listening an audio yesterday of Paul Tasson telling his people before the election, you have to go and vote for Paul Biya. Paul Biya is the only one who has given us a road to Mount Bin. Paul Biya is the only one who has built a town hall. A town hall, he said. A town hall in Mount Bin for his people. If you vote for any other person, we're going to lose. Paul Biya has appointed a minister. He has appointed me a minister, Paul Tasson said, for you people. So please make sure you vote for Paul Biya. And Paul Tasson went around, collected over 30 million people. Collected over 30 million CFA francs from the BLM people in the pretense of getting the CPDM to win. And guess what? Right now, as I speak, the results from the BLM are not even known. They are nowhere to be found. They are being manipulated in Chang, which was one of the reasons why Chang is on fire. They took the results from the BLM to that location. And nobody know what the results in the BLM look like, because Paul Tasson is trying to manipulate it and give it to Paul Biya after collecting 30 million. I know every one of them. I know their names. I actually read the names. 30 million, ladies and gentlemen. 30 million that Paul Tasson collected from the people of BLM, including NGOs, Likudo in the USA, Likudo back in Cameroon, all these cultural and development associations that are supposed to be apolitical, they donated monies They donated money to the CPDM. Listen to me if you are Ambazonian out there. Ambazonian Cultural and Development Associations in the diaspora, which supposed to be non-profit organizations, donating millions to a party and a government that has enslaved our people for 4 decades to stay in power. Something has to be done. These NGOs in the US, so-called Cultural and Development Associations, sending money to the government of Cameroon to stay in power, they must be exposed. They must be exposed. And we will expose them to the appropriate quarters. But that is what Paul Tasson did. That's what Paul Tasson did. I'm sure that money, 30 million francs, ended between him, Ngongo, and Paul Atanganji, and John Gute. Yeah, he distributed the money amongst them. Ngongo, Paul Atanganji, and John Gute. That's where the money ended. And Paul Tasson was out telling his people, you know, Paul Biya appointed me one of yours as minister. If you vote him out, if you don't vote for him, he will remove me. He will remove me as minister, and all this development project, you will not have it. Ladies and gentlemen, the BLM is one of the most enclaved county, as we call it, in that country, if it is part of their country as they claim it. There are no access roads. The BLM people, the Lebang people in particular, Fontaine people in the USA, listen to this revelation. They put money together, bought 2 caterpillars, sent it to the BLM, shipped it to the BLM from the USA, I believe. And when the caterpillar got home, they wanted to use it to grade, to improve on the roads. You know what happened? The damn government that is represented by Paul Tasson sent news to them and said, only government can grade roads. Only government can fix roads. So you dare not touch any road out there in the BLM that is a public road. Can you believe that? That people in the diaspora will see the suffering of their people, put money together, buy 2 caterpillars, send home and say, grade the roads, improve the roads. And the government says, no, you dare not do that. Only government fixes the road. The government has never fixed the road. The transport fare from Menji to Chang used to be 5,000 CFA francs before, I think it was less than that before this war started. Guess how much it is now? From Menji to Chang, I learned it is 25,000. From 5,000 to 25,000 one way. One way. And the indigents see the suffering of their people and said, let's improve on their livelihood. Let's go fix the road. The body caterpillar send it there, and the same government they are bribing to win and stay in power says, no, it is a responsibility of the government to fix these roads, not individual projects, and they stopped it. And what they were left to do with the caterpillar was to go inside the community and fix quarter roads. The main access roads into the county, abandoned to the fate of the government. That is a country that Paul Tasson was pleading for his people to vote him and stay and keep in power. So that is that, ladies and gentlemen. Ambazonia, our time is coming. Our moment is coming. We are watching what is transpiring in La République du Cameroon. Don't think that my coming here every day on a weekly basis and talking about elections in Cameroon means an abandonment of our own cause. Absolutely not. We are observing, we are thinking, we are talking, we are planning. That moment will come and you will hear what is on our mind for as long as change in Cameroon is concerned. All right, I see my phone is ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing. Let me get to the phones right now before I continue this. Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, this is Dr. Matuge.
Yes,
I
sir.
just want to make a small comment about the escape of those ministers who are escaping.
Okay.
I think we should all realize, we should all know that all of them have French passports. So they are all going out as Francophone, as French people. They're not going out as Cameroonians. Timbora Tanganji and other people, all of them have French passports.
I
free
get
to go
that.
out.
So even if the embassies, the ambassadors were to say we cancel their visa, they cannot cancel their citizenship like that, just like that, right?
Yeah, they can't just cancel their citizenship like that. Because they are carrying French passports.
But I thought that the Cameroon law says doesn't accept dual citizenship.
Don't mind. All of them have dual citizenship. Yeah, the president has a Swiss nationality. Is a Swiss man. Yeah, all of them have foreign passports.
All right.
Is American. He has an American passport.
Thank you for the call.
So,
All right. Hello. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Please, I'm hearing the sound in your background. I need you to turn it down.
No, it's down now. It's down, Chris. It's down, Chris.
All right. Where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Texas.
Okay. And what is on your mind?
Well, yeah, so the last speaker sort of got some of the things I wanted to say about these French people, Atanganji and the rest of them, going to France. They can go to every other country, but, France, the other embassies may stop them, but I don't think, even if they didn't have the French visa, which I think they do, from what the last speaker said, France was not going to cancel the visa. Remember, these are French stooges. All of them.
Yeah.
They are doing all this with the complicity of France, including Paul Atanganji, Paul Tassong, Paul Biya, all of them. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that said, I think the Cameroonians have done the right thing this year, by standing up for Issa Chiroma to proclaim victory against Paul Atanganji's warnings. Is something that should have been done in '92. It's something that should have been done in some years ago, in 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now look, we have, if you look, the total number of soldiers and police and gendarmes put together in Cameroon does not surpass 40,000.
Oh, yeah.
Cameroon population is 30 million. If you look at the statistics, that is 0.01 of the population. So we're saying one soldier, police, gendarme, whatever, combined for 10,000 people. What is one soldier going to do to 10,000 people? Right. So this is something that if it had been done in '92, all these threats, because the only way you can stand up to a bully is by standing up to them, right?
Yeah.
They say you can fool some people sometime, but you can't fool all the people all the time. So what they did this year, as you can see, gave results. It produced results, right?
Yeah.
So now, another thing I want to ask you, Chris, how much do you think now with these people, if they are running away, they must be running with a lot of money, right? There's going to be a lot of capital flight. I wonder how much Paul Biya would be running with if he's going to be running, because he has to sustain his hotel or whatever they call it in Switzerland. He has to sustain that lifestyle. And as we have seen, Paul Biya is 92. That is the man. He's not going to die anytime soon, because look at him. He keeps going, right?
Yeah. And
also another thing that we talk about is this issue of, you said something about the fund of funds and what he has done what he has done. The Paul Biya is supposed to be the fund of funds, right?
Right.
Look at all the development that he has done to So this should be a warning to all the funds for giving their power away. This should be.
What do you think is happening in the minds of all those funds and the elite who run? Talk about Ambazonians funds and chiefs who ran to La Republique du Cameroon, took refuge there. Now that these people are beginning to run out, what do you think is in their mind now?
Well, they are mostly in Yaoundé as refugees. Can you imagine the chief, the fawn of a village? The fawn is supposed to be the most powerful. These are people who are supposed to be protected. These are people, they are sacred. They abandon their villages. They make them look like the house boys. So it's like they don't have any more powers, no nothing. They are over there in Yaoundé. Now, are they going to be going back? Are they going to be running back to their villages? I mean, it's ridiculous. But also, Chris, look, we have this is as Amazonians, right?
Yeah.
This issue of dependency that we think that we have to depend. Look, Cameroon is fully dependent on France. It is inconceivable for us Amazonians to be dependent on a country which is dependent on another country.
Well, but what do you do? You have people, that is the way they make their money, that is the way they eat, and that is the way they stay in power. The common man has no control, isn't it?
Absolutely no control. But we have learned, if anything, we've learned this year. I hope this becomes the norm, whether it happens in Amazonia or it happens in La Republique or it happens in Nigeria or any other neighboring country. We should see that people's rights are taken. Your freedom is taken. What Issa Chiroma has done has demonstrated that moving forward, he has the right to stand and say, hey, listen, that's what the same thing which happens here in the United States is the same thing which happens in Nigeria. In Nigeria, results are proclaimed within 24 hours. Even this idea of reading results after 2 weeks, why 2 weeks?
Exactly.
Why 2 weeks for small Cameroon?
Exactly. That thing
for
should...
small Cameroon.
Yeah, for a small Cameroon, the country of about 20-something million. The result in
Nigeria is 11 times bigger than that of Cameroon, yet it's read in 24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this moving forward, we have to have results. I think there's a lot of changes that have to be made. You cannot be taking 2 weeks. 2 weeks is enough time to rig the election. It's enough time it's just too much time. For moving forward, there's got to be a lot of changes made. You cannot be reading election that same day after election, after polls, and people should know what the results are by the following day.
Well, in Amazonia, when we get it, results, we'll make sure results are out the next day. Thank you for calling, sir.
Right. Okay, you're welcome.
All right. Hello. Hello.
Hi, Secretary Chris.
This must be Patrick.
Yes, this is Patrick from the state of Indiana. I just wanted to give some advice to those cronies in the La Republique.
Yeah.
I believe that they have a unique opportunity to make history. They have just one thing to do. They can honorably hand over power to Issa Chiroma and ask for forgiveness. I believe the people in La Republique might give them that chance. But the other way around, if they want to stay in power and fight, they are still going to leave, but they are going to leave dishonorably. So these guys should understand that at this particular point, we are happy to see that somebody somehow is going on retirement in that country, because all these 90-something-year-old people, I hope they've created some kind of nursing homes in La Republique that they are going to be staying in, or a place that somebody is going to be taking care of them, because living power, they do not have anywhere to hide. They cannot go abroad. If they don't have enough money to pay for long-term care in foreign countries, so they are all screwed. They need to beg for forgiveness, and I'm sure the Republic population will let them take the retirement peacefully and stay in their villages.
Yeah, I understand you. The leadership class may be able to do that, but you think the people would allow them to stay within them?
I believe that.
I mean, hold on there. Look at this former Cameroon minister, the guy who piled money in one of his rooms from the floor to the ceiling, and when he was about to be caught, he set fire on it. How can you forgive a man like that, considering the millions of people who are in pain, suffering in that country?
I believe that
Atanganji, for example, Atanganji is in Alone in the south, building Atanganji's university with the people's money, isn't it? People like Paul Tassom, the Paul Elon, the Dion Ngutes, all these people, how can they live among the same people that they inflicted pain upon for years?
I I believe that if they hand over power peacefully, if they give a chance for peace to reign in that country, and know that they have made those mistakes and they can move forward and the country can move forward peacefully, I think the people will be able to forgive them.
If I were there, I would only forgive them if they surrender a chunk of part of the money they have stolen for years.
Well, that is the part that we don't know how far people can go, because most of these people, they have companies that are created in relatives' names that you might never be able to audit the country and know exactly what is going on.
Yesterday, a common soldier, a colonel in the army, Emir Bankwe, called mistakenly into this show and confessed he just went on retirement and he has oil companies in Europe all over the place. And you begin to wonder, a colonel in the army, where did he get the money to set up oil companies all over the place? This is what we're talking about.
Well, at this point, I think the population of La Republic really wants some peace. If these people can honorably hand over power, there will be a moment that people will reflect on it and say, we are hopeful we can build our country without these old age, 90 years old people who do not have a future for our country.
All right. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
Hello.
No.
Hello.
No.
I can hear you. Where are you calling from, please?
Yes, I'm calling from Ground Zero.
Okay. And what is your mind?
Yeah, I want to congratulate you for all these messages you've been passing, breaking news and all that. But the recent caller, I just want to ask him. You think somebody like Paul Biya or all these ministers who have been ministers for decades will not have enough money to stay in Europe and pay the hotel bills, or even some of them, many of them have bought mansions in Europe. So what do you think? Why do you think that they will not have enough money to survive in Europe?
I mean, if a colonel in the army can be boasting of oil companies all over the place, a colonel in the army having oil companies in Europe, in Africa, then what more of Paul Biya in Gongo? I mean, the people who sat on top of the money and were distributing it, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you for the call.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Okay. The phone line is still open, ladies and gentlemen. And remember that this is open mic. I listen to you. I hear you talk. I hear what you have on your mind. And it is your show entirely. Again, we in Ambazonia are observing what is going on in La République du Cameroon. I spoke to one La République du Cameroon politician whom I was trying to invite to the show here, and she said to me, you people in Ambazonia shut down your territory and refuse people to go out and vote. Why are you so interested in having me on your show? What is it that you want to get? I said, ma'am, I am not reaching out to you as an Ambazonian. I am reaching out to you as a journalist who wants to hear what you think about the elections and the aftermath in your country. I guess many in La République du Cameroon are thinking, well, finally, Ambazonia is back with Cameroon. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We are going to prosecute the Ambazonian war to the logical end with whoever becomes the leader of La République du Cameroon. That is a message I want everybody to have in mind. Even as I bring here on a daily basis La République du Cameroon politicians and activists, nobody should think that we are diverting. Not at all. Let me get back to the phones. Hello. Hello. Again, before you call, make sure that the volume of your television set is shut down. Stay on your phone when you call. Do not turn up the volume of your set. The phone line is open. The phone line is open. And again, ladies and gentlemen, there is fire in La République du Cameroon. Their leaders and their politicians are beginning to run. The opposition is speedily endorsing Issa Chiroma, and Issa Chiroma has equally said he is not waiting for Elekam to declare anything before they claim their victory. They know they won the elections and they are standing on it. They are just waiting for inauguration. They're just waiting for inauguration. So if Elekam and the Constitutional Council think that they can manipulate the result, for as long as Issa Chiroma says no, they waste their time. Let's get back to the phones. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Can you shut down the volume of your TV in the background, sir?
Yeah, I'm shut down.
All right. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ground Zero.
And what is on your mind, sir?
Yeah, I wrote to you that there are so many people interested in your program who want that you should be translated in French language.
They want my program to be translated in French language?
Yes.
Well, that's a difficult thing to do. I don't know how that can be done.
You know, there are so many people in support of Issa Chiroma. Then they like your show, and then they want to be hearing what you are saying.
Where are you based on the ground? In La République du Cameroun?
I am based in Mutengene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if anybody listening out there knows how that can be done, let me know. I don't know how we can this can be translated simultaneously into French. If anybody out there has the knowledge, I know it can be done, but I just don't know how it is done. If you are out there watching, listening, and you know how it can be done, please let me know. Thank you for the call. All right. Hello. 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 All right. When you call, stay on your phone, okay? So again, ladies and gentlemen, you listen to the last caller there. I don't know how this program can be simultaneously translated into French for the benefit of French listeners. If you have not that knowledge, you have an idea on how it can be done, let me know, please. Hello.
French listeners, if you have not that knowledge,
Hello.
you have an idea on how it can be done.
Hello.
Hello.
Please, can you turn down the volume of your set in the background? Focus on your phone.
It's off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I've listened to a number of callers. By the way, this is Ephraim calling from San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
I listened to a number of callers, especially to my comrade, Chairman Patrick, and he was talking about people confessing and staying back in the country. Well, I believe he's referring to what we once had in South Africa, which is the Truth and Reconciliation. But still, I just try to feel it, just try to think of it, that somebody like those people whose children were burnt in Pinyin by Tanganji,
Yeah.
that they will accept to forgive a Tanganji. I'm just talking about one of his crimes.
Yeah.
Just one. That they will accept to forgive a Tanganji and live side by side with him. It's difficult. It's difficult.
Very difficult.
The pain is
Hold on there, comrade. You are talking about Paul Atanganji and the crimes he committed. Paul Tasson paid the money that was to the higher assassins they hired to kill Field Marshal. Paul Tasson paid the money. We have one of those guys here in the USA, in the state of Virginia. If they think we don't know the stories, we know the stories. We know where they got the money. They were paid to get the money. One of the guys who was picked up in the bush and forced to go and show where Field Marshal was is narrating the entire story. They went to Yaoundé after killing Field Marshal. They went and collected the money from Paul Tasson. This is what we are talking about, and this is why it is going to be difficult if they think they can stay back in that country after change. They make a mistake.
Yes, and you see, we will live or try to live in peace with La République side by side, as our neighbors. But the tendency will be for these criminals like Atanganji and the Paul Tassons and the rest of them, who were slave masters in that country, to run to Ambazonia now and start croaking at the top of their voices, trying to offer their support and maybe even providing money and all that. We shall not forget. We are still fighting for our freedom, but we shall not forget that they did that. Even right now, think about talk about this woman. There's a woman in Mogamo there, Mogamo/Menemo. She calls herself Rose Mba.
Yeah, Rose Mba is another one. Yes.
Yes, you saw the results from Mogamo, right? Was it? But other Mogamo as a whole.
Yeah, in fact, I even saw one big banner with Batibel people saying they vote for Paul Biya. How do you carry a banner on election day and so they just make our people sometimes look ridiculous. They make our people look ridiculous and stupid.
Yeah, they do just anything. They call him Mami Minister, or Mami this, or Mama that, or Mother. All those honorific names, honoring an idiot, a buffoon. There's even somebody here in the US who used to be a criminal who ran away from that country. He's living somewhere, I think, in Minnesota. And this morning he went writing some nonsense of a text inside a forum of Meta people praising Rose something, calling her Mami thanking her for standing firm. I hope he continues to write such texts, Mr. Fombi. I hope he continues to write those texts. Don't give up.
Which Fombi? Ma Fombi is the one you're talking about?
Well, there's a Fombi who used to be call it a parliamentarian.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Ma Fombi is different.
By appointment.
Yeah.
Parliamentarian by appointment. But there are many of them hiding everywhere. Well, those who are in their hideouts in the United States, they are free. But at home, the people who want to exact some punishment on them. Those who betrayed Ambazonia and took all the money from La République and oppress the people and bought land and so many. What shall we even talk about, Comrade Chris? What shall we talk about? Are we talking about our compatriots? When I say compatriots, I mean fellow Ambazonians who are living in various parts of the world and who don't care the suffering of the people, but going to go home and buy land and build and do this and do that. They are rich. But
they are rich. They are damn rich.
Ask them for $100 to support the church. They say, you are not on the same page. Oh, it is this, it is that, and there's a plethora of complaints that they give.
Yeah. All right, sir.
There's so much that's going to happen, but let Mr. Chiroma just do the right thing and let us go back to the problem, to how that country should have been from the beginning. He said we're not given that third option, and I hope we're going to have that third option now to be on our own, and we'll overwhelmingly choose that option and then live in peace side by side like to Cameroon.
Absolutely. It is good that they use their own mouths to explain these things, because I think the moment will come where we have to put the question to him, Mr. Chiroma, you said Ambazonians never got the third option. Now that you are in power, how about you just give them, now that you are there, why not give them the opportunity for this third option? Let's put a referendum out there and let Ambazonians decide on whether they want to stay with Cameroon in a federal country or if they want to be on their own, right? I think it's such an opportunity. And I hope that when the moment comes, he will not speak from both sides of his mouth.
I hope so too. I better hope. If he wants peace, as he's claiming to, he wants peace. Because there's been so much turmoil in that part of the world. That of the Cameroon versus Ambazonia. So many of our people have been killed. Our heroes have been slaughtered. Our parents, our brothers and sisters. This has been going on for too long. And when La Republique started, they thought.
Nous sommes déjà presque arrivés à la fin de cette édition spéciale, l'une des chaînes sociopolitiques. Alors, bienvenue donc pour la prochaine